1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Smartest Amazon Seller Podcast. I am your host, Scott Needham. Today, I am joined by Rachel Hutchins, and I've got a story for you. This is going to be a very interesting episode because something just happened to our business 2 weeks ago, and that Rachel impacted it without her specifically knowing, but so happy to have her on the podcast. Rachel, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So first, let me just tell everyone what happened. So I first got a text from an employee, like they saw a video that went, that they just saw it on TikTok themselves. And they're like, hey, our product is like on TikTok. And then like that night, I went and logged into our Amazon, and it's really not normal for us to see a big spike in sales that we notice. The thing is our business does, a few $1 million a month. And so things just usually hit a curve. And so when something like actually spikes on a Friday night, that gets my attention. And, we had, that weekend was essentially like a Christmas weekend. And I was telling our team, we had to be ready on Monday to send out a lot of orders. And because we're really trying to not stock out, not sell out. Well, Rachel's TikTok video really just hit the right tone. TikTok showed 10 million people in the course of just a few days, the video, and the sales just came in because we can piece apart the different components of this, but the video did a great job of just showing the product in a compelling way and really led people to want to buy it. So I just want to ask Rachel more questions, and so glad that she's joining us. So Rachel, what got you started to posting these videos on TikTok, specifically Amazon products? And tell us your first successful videos where you're like, hey, this actually is a thing. This might work out.
Right. So I'm from Texas, born and raised here, and my entire family is full of entrepreneurs. So constantly trying new products and trying to, put things out there from a business standpoint. And so my family actually started an iced tea franchise down here in the South, and I do marketing for them. So I've really gotten the firsthand knowledge of understanding what a good product is and why they stand out against others in the market. And so basically when the pandemic hit, we downloaded TikTok, me and my husband, naturally because it was addictive and there were so many funny videos on there. And then I think it was probably 2 weeks in, I saw a video of a guy that posted a product of, it's sold at Walmart. It's a kid's toy, and you open it and it's a surprise. You don't know what's going to be inside. And it was like a little action figure, something silly. But I remember thinking it got millions of likes and views. It was insane. And I remember thinking there is no way that I couldn't do that same thing because I like to shop. I love Amazon, and I have so many products. I probably had 6 or 7 products that I knew no one really had known about. And that's kind of where I coined the statement, things you didn't know you needed off Amazon, right? Because I just wanted to focus on products, that could cater to more than just the 13-year-old kids that were on TikTok at the time. Obviously that audience has grown a lot since then, but Amazon, I shop on Amazon all the time.
Right. So I totally agree with you. Like TikTok, in a lot of ways, I would describe it like democratize the process of allowing creators just to push stuff out there. I actually have 2 videos myself that have over 500,000 views. One was just my friend beat his dad in tennis, and I just told that story, and it got 1 million views. And I actually had a few big Instagram accounts, want to repost that content, and TikTok just made that so easy. I did that on a Sunday afternoon. Took me 20 minutes, and the same goes for you promoting a product. It isn't so much about having a ton of followers from day one, but actually creating something that people just want to watch. That's it. And TikTok in any other way rewards that. And so that's you're totally right. Like, I think a lot of people kind of like TikTok really did well with the pandemic. And so your story definitely sounds familiar. So what kind of criteria do you consider before you say yes to a product?
So probably the first thing that I would, like if I went down a list, the first thing I look at is the price, because I still want to be relatable to everyone on TikTok. So majority of people aren't going to want to spend, over $75 on a one-off product, not really knowing if it's going to work. That's the joy of TikTok though, is that I get to show the before and after that it actually works, and they trust me more with that. But I try to keep most of the products under, $75-ish just to stay relatable. And then I like to just make sure that the product fixes a problem in your everyday life that you knew you had or you didn't know you had. So Shark Tank, I like to use Shark Tank as a good reference, because all of those products are things that you would never even consider an issue or something that you run into every day until they fix it with one of those products. And so I just try to make sure that it's something everyone hasn't heard of before, and it, helps them in some way, because that's what's going to make it go viral, is people watching the video all the way through.
Absolutely. I had like a million ideas when you said that, but are people presenting you these products, or are you finding them yourself?
I would say about 5% of my videos I've been sent the product, and the others I'm finding myself, which I'm sure there's a better way of finding it, but it's just me typing in random words on Amazon and scrolling to page, 100.
How did you find the Bondic product?
I actually found it, I think it was a BuzzFeed article. I, looked up, Amazon products that are really cool. And I remember seeing Bondic on there on a few different articles, 2 or 3 different times. And I had it in my cart, and I was like, I don't know if I should do this. This kind of seems like a gimmick. There's no way this works. And then when I brought it home and we tried it, my husband fixed everything in our house.
Yeah. So, what, it sounds like the criteria you're getting at is a little bit what does really well with lightning deals. So like Amazon has this lightning deals page, and I've put products there that have not done very well. And I've had Amazon employees tell me it's like, what does really well with lightning deals is essentially impulse buys, like things that people didn't know they like wanted or needed, because they're browsing. They're not shopping for a need. They're actually browsing. And so what a good impulse buy is kind of a gift, where you're like, oh, I could just give this to someone else and help them out. And so Bondic is actually a great gift, because it feels like if someone's never seen it before and they use it for the first time, it feels like, oh, this is like really unique. It's definitely a good gift. And so it sounds like you come up with a similar criteria.
Right, exactly. So
you actually have a lot of successful videos. You've got some on Instagram and TikTok, and so a lot of people are kind of thinking of maybe doing it themselves or hiring someone else. A lot of Amazon sellers, which is the primary listener of this show. So what should they be considering if that's the route that they want to go?
First thing I would say is just to push out as much content as possible on all platforms, depending on, wherever you want your follower base to be. The joy of TikTok and Instagram Reels is that you don't have to have followers. You can have 0 followers and still go viral. And that's kind of how I started. I only had my husband and my parents following me on TikTok, thinking that they just thought it was a cool video until it went viral. But I would say really know the algorithm, and then don't just bank on one person to make sales for you. Really spread the wealth. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Try to create your own videos, see how it works, see what works, and then just kind of get a feel for it, so who to reach out to. You don't have to really, obviously I want really cool companies to reach out to me to promote their products, right. But if there's, smaller TikTokers or Instagram influencers that have a smaller following, they can go just as viral as long as they, tell the story correctly about the product. So I would just say, make sure that you're spreading the wealth across a bunch of platforms and a bunch of different influencers.
Absolutely. It's kind of like, most people that listen to me know that I just, this isn't my main job. I'm an Amazon seller, but I know that by just getting my hands dirty and throwing stuff out there, that actually good stuff comes back at me.
Right.
a lot of connections. Like the fact is, like, now I get to talk to you because I put out content on the regular and I get better at it. So I really like what you say, you know, just start putting out stuff and then you'll start to really learn. You may not know the answer to this, but what do you think is the difference between like Instagram Reels and TikTok? I actually didn't realize until like 3 days ago that the Instagram Reel for the product also got 5 million views of its own. So it actually did well on both platforms.
Right.
What's the difference? I've never actually heard anyone talk about it.
So with Instagram, I mean, TikTok in general is really the first social media platform that has given so much freedom to the users. You can actually go viral, and Instagram really, I mean, they had an explore page, but no one really spent their time there like they do on TikTok. And so I think they added Instagram Reels in September. And once I figured it out, it's just like TikTok. The algorithm's very, very identical, except for the fact that I think TikTok can grow a little bit faster while Instagram's a little bit more gradual of a growth, but you're not really going to have a flop on Instagram because people still do view videos of the people that they're following. So on TikTok, I might have 1.4 million followers, but 10% of my followers might actually view the video because the majority of people spend their time on the news feed and the For You page discovering people. But on Instagram, they look at the content that the people they're following are putting out 24/7. So it's reaching double.
That's why I've hesitated a little bit to use Instagram Reels, because I'm like, my followers see this. This has to like, I can't like, I have to I have to be on message, you know, like, whereas like TikTok, like I could experiment over there because I know like that my followers there, like, they don't like know me for something. Whereas Instagram, like I built up, you know, I really talk more about like just very Amazon centric stuff, like the podcast. Actually, you know, we'll post summaries of the episodes there. So have you ever had a dud video and then recreated it and it did better?
I've never recreated a video and reposted it because I don't want it to come off ingenuine, like I'm just trying to drive sales. I'm really just trying to show them the product. But I've had videos in the past that I've gone back to and realized kind of what I could have done better about it. So what I've realized about most of my videos is the ones that do the best have the before and after. They show the process, they show it working, they grab the attention. And you know, the way the algorithm works is it'll show the video to more people the longer they're engaged with your post. So if they watch the video all the way through, they're going to show the video to more people. And so showing that before and after, showing it work really has been beneficial for me in the past. But for instance, I think I posted about the Sweat Block antiperspirant wipes. And I told my husband the next day, I was like, dang, I wish it would have gotten more views. We should have had you run 5 miles and then come back and be sweating everywhere except for under your arms or wherever you apply the product. Like just showing it actually works so people believe it, because that's why they're going to click on the link in my bio to actually purchase the product.
I mean, I'd watch that. That sounds entertaining. I mean, it sounds like, you know, so when you're considering a product, you're really trying to like judge the merits of that product and the story that it can tell. There are some Amazon sellers that are just never going to want to like do things themselves. They really just want to like find others and pay them to do what they do best.
Right.
And so if they're engaging in you know, approaching, say, you or someone else, what is the upside for the influencer? Is it an upfront fee, or is it an affiliate commission, or is it a combination of both?
I would say, honestly, from my perspective, I would say neither, because I'm still creating content and trying to grow my brand. So if someone comes to me with a product that I know is going to do good, that I know I can sell really well and make a great video out of it, it's not really about how much they can bring to the table. Yes, I have, you know, a pricing sheet and we can work off that, but I don't want to cut myself off at the knees for, you know, the followers I'm offering them. But yeah, I don't really think I mean, if the video goes viral, I'm going to be bringing in affiliate money anyways. And so it's just an extra paycheck that comes in, which is awesome. But I also have a full-time job. So that's not really my motivation. But I would definitely say of the two, I would say it's probably the affiliate, the paid affiliate.
And I know a lot of people can buy into that. Like,
Mhm.
it's kind of like you start to create a partnership where it's like a win-win scenario. Because the truth is, the way that the affiliate fee works for like, so she grabbed our Bondic product. It actually doesn't take any fees from our side of the equation. That's part of the affiliate program, and it doesn't affect sellers at all. And so like for us, it was 100% just like a total gain for us.
See, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't know
And
that.
and so like only reasons to like benefit from an affiliate,
Hmm.
if you've got that hook and you've got your your Amazon affiliate store, like we would want to help promote that
Right.
because we don't see anything on the back end,
Right.
no extra fees, which yeah. And so that back up to what I was kind of asking. It sounds like if someone approaches you, you're kind of taking this holistically. You're like, okay, they got this product. Yeah, it's great. But it is some sort of partnership where like
Hmm.
you do want to be working together and maybe even brainstorming ideas or I'm sure this would catch your attention because it catches my attention is if they have another audience that like, you could like, it can feel like a joint venture,
For sure.
where like, say for example, if Bondic were to, do this again, maybe we have like 60,000 emails of Bondic customers. We send out them like, hey, we got this cool new TikTok and just like to show it them.
Oh yeah, that's
Because
that's smart. Yeah.
what that would do is, and digital marketers have your hats on, because if I send out 60,000 emails, let's say only 5% of the people actually click on the TikTok video. Well, TikTok knows when they're getting outside traffic
Yes.
and you're getting views, and that juices the algorithm, especially when they need it most.
Yeah.
And so, if you're approaching someone to do some content for you, an influencer or whatever, you should also be ready with what you can bring to the table as well to make it so that they achieve their goals. It's always going to work best if parties are aligned in motivation and in uh, helping it achieve success. Unfortunately, I don't think we have 60,000 emails of Bondic customers. We're working on that. So, um, but it's obviously very important for people to always make your marketing assets like work together to help achieve success. So, where do you see your TikTok channel going? And do you foresee any changes with how it may be getting used?
I think in the near future, TikTok's going to really, hone in on finding a way for creators to monetize their content because it wasn't really about making money in the beginning. Like I had no idea I could even make money through the affiliate links until a month and a half into making videos. So I think they're going to monetize it a little bit more. But also, I think the fan base has grown from 13-year-old boys and girls in middle school to families and people a huge range of ages now. It's not
Yeah,
just
no,
teenagers.
I mean, I probably spent 30 minutes on TikTok in the last 24 hours. It is very easy to enjoy.
Mhm.
And specifically because it's branched out to many different subjects. I mean, this is like an Amazon product, where it's definitely like a more, shopping inclusive audience would be interested in.
Mhm.
Um, so obviously, like we see it doing really well. And but do you see any changes on how you like? Do you have any ideas of like how you kind of want to like evolve or?
Yeah. I mean, I want to branch out. I've kind of tried a few times, but like going to Target and going to Walmart and going to like certain brands and gearing towards their specific website. It's just so easy to stick to Amazon because everyone trusts Amazon. It's a huge
Yeah,
platform that everyone uses. Every majority of people have 2-day free shipping, and you know that if you order something from Amazon, it's going to be perfectly placed in front of your doorstep every
yeah.
day.
You're totally right. I mean, that is the the trust that Amazon has built, and don't even like discredit the fact that like people just have their credit cards already in it.
Yes.
That little thing, that
Yep.
little thing, it's like I could see another website that has the same price on Amazon, and I'm like, well, Amazon, I don't have to go through this registration thing and like give an
And I
email or
know I can
whatever.
return it easily. It's just so convenient for everyone. Yeah.
Like it just has a higher conversion percentage, and that percentage certainly matters. This has given me tons of ideas, and hopefully, I have a chance to, really think differently about some of the products that we have. The truth is with Bondic, we have only had that brand for like 4 months. we were their Q4 Hail Mary, and we've done a good job, but it's obviously, with a top selling product, you have all the good problems to have. You have like staying in stock, and, working overtime to keep up with the flow and demand. And so that's the way I say it. Like, yeah, these are problems, but like, they're the good problems to have.
Especially at this time in this year, so many people have lost their jobs. It's the most rewarding thing ever to get an email or a letter in the mail saying, thank you, you kept people's jobs, you kept people in business. It's so rewarding on my end, because I understand from an entrepreneur family that how hard it is to put your life savings on the line, hoping and believing in a product and hoping that someone will give you a chance. And that's kind of the basis of why I want to doing this, is just promote the product that no one's recognizing.
Yeah, believe me, I live that every day, where I've been looking into hiring a few people for some different roles, and like, these roles won't be like profitable now. I'm like, well, if this doesn't work out, like, that's on me. And so that risk, that entrepreneur risk, like, it's kind of an everyday choice. It doesn't always get easier, but like, to me, like, business and building it's just kind of a game. It's just a lot of fun, and throwing stuff out there, seeing what works and pivoting. And I wish you all the success, and so those that are listening, how they may want to contact you or even just follow you. Where are you, and how can people learn more about what it is that you're doing?
Right. So both my TikTok and Instagram handles are at Rachel_Meaders. My last name just changed. I just got married. And then the email that you can contact me at is rachelphutchins@gmail.com. That's where you can probably get a quick response from me, because the DMs get pretty crazy when you have a Bondic video that goes 11.5 million views in 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's a good point. Like, emails are much easier to organize communication. And then, this has been awesome. And thank you for joining. And I hope to, spread this story several times over. And so thank you for even making it happen. It was crazy to see. You saw my response TikTok. We're like, hey, here we are.
Oh, I was in tears. I was just so happy to see that. I was sending it to my family. I was like, look at this. This is crazy. That's awesome.
It's a small world, the way things are going. Well, all right. That's all I've got. And so those that are listening, share this episode with anyone that you think might be interested. And as always, subscribe to the podcast, and take care, and catch you guys next one.
Bye.
1, 2, 3.